right now. Right now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday,
You guys,
everybody.
you know what I love about being home? These.
Tell us. It's the greatest.
Wearing PJs. I love that. Now this I would wear this top to work, but I would not have worn these bottoms to work. I am now.
You guys will never know if I'm actually even wearing pants. You're never gonna know. I mean, unless there's a fire. If there's a fire, then I'm gonna have to get up and run out of here, and then you may know. May know.
Mm-hmm. First things first, very excited to tell you guys about a new deal from our friends at Genucel. Love Genucel.com/chicks. You can get the most popular package with a free anti-aging primer. And you guys,
I love this stuff.
Is pretty awesome.
I love it. It has a glow to it. It's like I could put that now. I probably wouldn't because I'm a makeup girl, but like on the weekends, I probably just wear the primer because it has like a little bit of it's makes glowy. Right. It makes you very dewy and glowy, and it's fabulous.
And it has all the things in it that are like super good for your skin and super moisturizing and all of that. So the fact that it primes on top of all of those things, like to me, it's just like this unbelievable moisturizer that also primes, which is really cool. And then it glowifies. I don't know how. There's like some magic
glorification. It's glorification. Yeah, that's what it is.
And you get it for free if you order the most popular package, which this is a deal that lasts from now until Valentine. So treat yourself and go to lovegenucel.com/chicks. Get yourself that anti-aging primer for free with the most popular package. It's good stuff. Take it from us. Okay. We have got to talk about this Whoopi Wullabaloo because you guys.
What was she thinking?
First of all, who is the actual audience of The View? Who is watching that live?
Housewives. I think housewives.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I can think of no other. Listen, and nothing against housewives. I just think I can think of no other human on the planet that is watching that garbage sitting at home. I mean, because who else is at home, right?
I don't know.
Because people that are working are not going to be like, oh my God, listen, in between meetings, I got to catch The View. I got to catch. Listen, you guys, hold on. I got to go catch Whoopi because I got to see what she has to say about things.
That's not. Michelle Hamilton, thank you very, very much. You are too kind. Michelle Hamilton, man. And Robbie, thank you very, 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 very much. Very much. Okay, well, so whoever watches it, they were in for quite some hullabaloo yesterday because all the women got into a big fat fight over the Holocaust, and Whoopi Goldberg said things that were so highly offensive to like most humans that
I don't think it was a big fat fight. Like I think.
Well, I mean, they pushed back. I guess I should say,
like a teeny bit, like not even as much as if they were normal women. There should have been more fighting. Like there should have been more on that kind of a comment. Don't you think?
Man. She's the queen, and so they defer.
I would have taken her crown and smacked it off her. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like the headlines that I read about this yesterday were like, oh, there was a fight on The View, and then I watched it and I'm like, that wasn't a fight.
If anybody was fighting, it was her because she couldn't believe that the other hosts dared to question her. So she got even more and more intense and weird about her stance. It was just weird, you guys. Super weird. So we have that. And so you can see for yourself. Look at this.
Also, if you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it because the Holocaust isn't about race.
Oh my God.
No, it's not about race.
Ethnicity.
It's about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
But it's about white supremacy. It's about
it's not about
ideal race.
But these are two white groups of people.
Well, they have to black people
see them as white people.
But you're missing the point. You're missing the point. The minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It's a problem. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, because black, white, Jews, Italian, everybody. eats each other. So is it, if you're uncomfortable, if you hear about mouse, should you be worried? Should your child say, oh my God, I wonder if that's me? No, that's not what they're going to say. They're going to say, I don't want to be like that.
Well, hopefully. I want to be cool.
Yeah,
and
right.
Most kids, they don't want to be cruel.
No, they don't. And we're living in an era where people are comparing vaccine cards to the yellow stars, where people are comparing vaccinations to what Anne Frank went through. Yeah. So it is necessary for kids to learn about the Holocaust.
Learn about man's inhumanity to man, however it exposes itself. I have to cut you off.
I just want to say.
So ridiculous, right? And the world exploded, and like everybody was like, "Oh my God!" And by the way, someone even sent to her the first page of Mouse, the book that they were talking about, and it's a quote from Adolf Hitler, which says, "The Jews are undoubtedly a race, but they are not human." So. Take it from that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he knows what he started a war about. That's what it was about. I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than that.
Exactly.
Wow. So she's apologized, but then she also had an appearance on Colbert last night. And I feel like those two things do not go together at all.
Yeah, because I don't think she wrote I don't think she wrote it. You know, they have PR people, and I'm pretty sure that like her that's just my opinion. It's my opinion. You guys can think whatever you want to think, do your critical thinking. But I mean, a lot of times these people have people write things for them. So if it doesn't sync up, that's probably why.
Yeah. Oh, crap. You know what? I just lost the video. Let me get Colbert back because I don't know which to do first. Well, I'll tell you what she wrote or somebody wrote for her first.
Right.
And we can show you the Colbert. So on her personal Twitter, and this was at 8:15 last night, she said, on today's show, I said the Holocaust is not about race, but about man's inhumanity to man. I should have said it's about both. As Jonathan Greenblatt from the Anti-Defamation League shared, quote, the Holocaust was about the Nazis' systematic annihilation of the Jewish people who they deemed to be an inferior race. I stand corrected. The Jewish people around the world have always had my support, and that will never waver. I am so sorry for the hurt I have caused. Written with my sincerest apologies, Whoopi Goldberg. So that's what she said. And then see if that matches up to her attitude on, I mean, does that sound like what she wrote?
No, because she didn't write it. She didn't write it. You know she didn't.
Oh my God.
She had like a team of PR people sitting in a room going, oh my God, what are we going to write to make this better? Because that's what these people do. And then they crafted a response because she didn't, let's just get real. She didn't say it. She didn't actually say that response that you just read. Yeah. It was carefully crafted and written down. And the reason it was written down is so she couldn't muck it up.
She managed to do that anyway.
Right. On Colbert. She did it. And then she went on Colbert and like stepped on what she wrote. Give me a break. Yeah. And
it just to even for whichever other hag that was like, this is all about white supremacy. It's like what Ben Shapiro said about the whole thing. They're trying to use their intersectional hierarchy of who gets to be most oppressed.
Right.
And they tried to say that this was not about race in order to make it sound as somehow though Black people still remain at the tippy top of the oppressed list.
Right.
And Jews, Holocaust, whatever, they're still white. That's what they're doing.
Right. Oh yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. That's precisely what they're doing. As if it somehow makes things like it. Yeah, you're right. It makes it better. It like soothes it somehow. Oh my God, it is sick. It's sick and twisted, and that's going to make kids understand it better. No.
And she's acting like it's so difficult to get kids to understand. It's like, what are we going to do to get kids to understand? The same thing that we've been doing ever since we've been teaching about it in school. This is not all of a sudden a new problem. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know what I'm going to do. I know because I'll do it. I'll teach my kid about the Holocaust. I'll be fine. You don't need to worry about that at all. We
got this.
Yeah.
But we have to remember that this is, of course, the same woman who was all Dr. Jill Biden would be a fine surgeon general.
She'd be a great surgeon. You're right. She's just a wonderful surgeon, you guys. She's a wonderful. Holy crap.
Same person.
Yeah. And meanwhile, other people have been fired from that show for saying less stupid shit.
Mm-hmm. It's true, because you were asking, but you were saying to me before we went on, is she going to get fired? And I was like, there's no freaking way. She's the main person on that show.
She's the nucleus now. She is the nucleus. Obviously, you saw like how the hierarchy was when people were sitting at that table. It's kind of weird. A little weird.
Yeah.
It used to be that there was like equality across the stage. You know,
oh no.
It used to be.
She
well,
runs
Barbara,
that place.
I take that back. Barbara Walters probably was the nucleus at one point.
But she never made it seem like that. She always wanted it to seem like it was equal. You know what I mean? And Whoopi doesn't. Whoopi wants to be on top.
She wants to hold court. Yeah, she's holding the court. And it's bizarre. Yeah, so you're right. I don't think she'll get fired. But I mean, let's think about the people who have been fired in the past for less stupid crap.
Way less stuff. I know. Thank you, Mad Cow Mark. Mad Cow Mark says, Whoopi can't see through those colored glasses. Thank you for the vlog, ladies, or vlog. Is that how I say it? Vlog.
Vlog. It's the vlog.
And Julie Wolf, thank you. She says that show is an oxymoron. Joy, Whoopi, Sunny. Can you say total opposite?
Right.
It's so true. They are.
So true.
Oh my God, they're the total opposite of their names.
It is. It's so true.
I don't know if you guys saw, there's been a lot of hullabaloo about some sort of game of sports that Gavin Newsom and Eric Garcetti and London Breed all attended. And of course, this is in California, where those three have been particularly joink about everybody masking up in public spaces. Doesn't matter if you're vaccinated, everybody's got a mask if they're indoors, right? So, of course, when there were lots of photos and grip and grins of those people with all kinds of celebrities without masks taking photos at said sports game, there was some backlash, and Gavin has now addressed it, and here is what he said.
Correct. I was very judicious yesterday, very judicious, and you'll see the photo that I did take where Magic was kind enough, generous enough to ask me for a photograph, and in my left hand's the mask, and I took a photo. The rest of the time I wore it, as we all should, not when I had a glass of water or a thing, and I encourage everybody else to do so. And that's it.
God, I could not. That guy. I swear.
I know.
Wasn't Kimberly Guilfoyle married to that jerk off?
Yes.
She had relations of a sexual nature with that guy. I can't think that alone, you guys. I can't have that in my. We all have to think about it together right now.
Do you remember that photo that they took where they're laying down like on a bearskin rug or something? Do you remember?
God.
Oh my God, I have to find it, because if you guys have never seen it,
you guys.
Oh my God.
Like
it's so bad.
Every time I see him, I think, oh my God, she was married to him, and now she's gonna marry Donald. She's gonna marry Donald Trump Jr. Like it's like the polar opposites. Like she just went from one pendulum to the other. Do you have it? I
have it.
Show everybody right now.
So bad, you guys. Okay, one moment. Let me share my screen.
Family picture.
Are you ready for what you're about to witness?
You guys sit down. Sit down, everybody. Here we go.
Let's see. Am I on the right thing?
Oh my God. Everybody
Here we go.
sit down. Here we go.
Hang on. Here it comes.
I can't see it. Oh wait.
You can't?
Oh, I can see it now. Yes, I can see it. Oh my God.
What is even happening in that photo?
What are they? The new Kennedys. That's what they called them. That is the cheesiest. It is dripping with Velveeta, that picture. It is just, there's so much cheese.
It's the worst thing I have ever seen. It's just so much awful.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that happened. That was the thing that happened.
And he's behind her going, this is going to be great, Kimberly. This is going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
It's not great, you guys. It's not great at all. But by the way, after he made that statement, people found more video and more just still image photos of him not drinking water and being unmasked at the sports.
Yeah.
Like a whole lot.
but here's the thing: all the people that voted for that schmuck get what they deserve. I mean, you put him there. You put him there. So deal with it. I mean, you had a chance to get rid of him. You had your chance. You are losers. I mean, this is the thing. Seriously, they had a chance. They saw, you know who he is. You've seen who he is. He has shown his true colors time and time again. And they're like, thank you, sir. May I have another?
Well, and so many celebrities too were there without masks doing this. I mean, because again, it's all about power and control over us peasants. Totally. They're going to continue to behave exactly how they want to behave. That's just how it is. And the quicker that we all understand that, then fall in line, the better off we'll all be, because government knows best.
Do not comply. Do not comply.
Stop it. You guys, still big sale at our friends at mypillow.com/chicks. They still have 40% off of the MyPillow Squeezy Kitten for Technology slippers and moccasins. It is still plenty cold, but I mean, you guys in Texas are going to get
it's Thursday. Weather. We're getting snow on Thursday.
You're going to have snow. We're going to get some snow. There's going to be snow all up in here, and you want to have the Squeezy Kitten for Technology surrounding your feet in love when that happens, because that's exactly what those things do. 40% off either the full moccasin or the slide-ons slippers. 40% off of either, and it's still half off of the mattress toppers if you use code CHICKS once you go to mypillow.com/
I like the universal sign for full moccasin or slide on. That's she's using
full
right
moccasin,
full slide on. Slide on. There you go. Yeah.
Right. You didn't know? Were you not aware of those symbols?
Now I know. The more you know.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to Jen Psaki. Sorry for the Psak-attack, you guys. So here's what happened yesterday. She was on some sort of podcast, some sort of show with some sort of dude that I don't know. And the dude was asking her about crime and about the very soft approach to crime that so many leftist leaders have, and how soft on crime they are. And so she just rejects that outright, and then basically just blows off the fact that people are getting thrown off of subway platforms. They're getting murdered left and right in all of these Democrat cities. She just doesn't buy it, you guys. I don't know what you guys are upset about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Yeah.
Right. So here is a clip from that exchange.
Like today, he basically asked two. One was, does President Biden think parents should be under the boot of nameless bureaucrats when it comes to their children's education? And the other was, does President Biden think crime is good? You do not fall for any of this bait, to your credit, though I think someone much worse at your job would also not fall for these questions. Are you worried that he's not adjusting, that there's not a new strategy to try to catch you in some kind of a gotcha question?
You know, I am not here to work for Peter Doocy or Fox, but I will say that, if you look at how it's portrayed and how my answers are portrayed, even when I say, no, we don't think crime is good, and here's all the things we've done, including the thing that makes, makes Republicans crazy, just anecdotally by the hate tweets I get on Twitter when I say this, is that they voted against funding for local cops programs because of the American Rescue Plan. Also that Biden has supported $300 billion more in funding. And at the same time, he also thinks we need police reform. It's like they don't know what to do with that. But every time we say that, it makes them crazy.
Because it's not true.
I think it speaks to, if you look at Fox on a daily basis, I mean, do you remember the 4 boxes that we had on all the TVs, right? Which is on my TV right now. So right now, just to give you a sense. So CNN, Pentagon, as many as 8,500 U.S. troops on heightened alert. Okay, true. Same on MSNBC. CNBC is doing their own thing about the market. And then on Fox is Jeanine Pirro talking about soft on crime consequences. I mean, what does that even mean, right? So there's an alternate universe on some coverage. Yeah. What's scary about it is a lot of people watch that and they think that the president isn't doing anything to address people's safety in New York, and that couldn't be farther than the truth.
What funny. Even is that?
Yeah, what is that? Yes, I wonder, especially when you have loved ones who have been um, on the receiving end of that. What is that consequence? That's it's like, wow, she's really tone deaf, isn't she? Because
Yeah.
she lives in a glass, like this little glass world that's protected, and like it's kind of like the supply chain and inflation, and they're like, it's transitory. Yeah. It's like they didn't think that was real either. And then all of a sudden, listen, B, it's totally real. Like, we're living it. We're all living it. And all this other stuff that they're like, it's fine. They act like Fox is living in a different world. Hell, I'll watch, how I get on, I'll look at the different channels to see like what they're talking about. Rachel Maddow, well, now she's taking a hiatus, I think, for a couple weeks to work on other projects. But for a while there, she was talking about voting machines and stuff like that for weeks on end. She was still looking back at the election. I mean, still, we're looking at a year later. She was still talking about that. When we have out of control inflation, there's stuff on the borders of mass. I mean, there's Afghanistan, all this other crap's going on. You talk about living in an alternate universe. All the other networks are not reporting on things that need to be reported on. Holy crap. She's living in it. Jen Psaki is living in an alternate universe. Like, holy crap.
Well, and
lady.
she's minimizing an issue that is at the top of mind for so many people. And that's why, like, she also is toned. It's almost like when she's in those kinds of more casual settings, she has not taught herself to maintain her press secretary mode. And so she lets herself be known a little bit more. And she lets the true Jen's feelings come out when she takes her press secretary hat off. And she did the same thing when she was like, oh, if you're worried about inflation and you're worried about COVID, just go out and have a boxing class and have some margaritas. It's the same thing. It's the same thing here, where she's just like, soft on crime? What does that even mean? Oh my God.
Because none of this crap really, truly affects her. And when you're right, when she's in those settings, it shows. I mean, it totally shows. She's in an elite class of people. The rest of us are down here, and all those things actually affect us.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice for you, Jen.
Yeah. Well, a lot of pushback or backlash came from that comment that she made as well. And people were calling for her to apologize and blah, blah, blah. And so it came up in her presser yesterday. And here is how she explained it away.
Context of the interview and the conversation. What I was speaking to was a chyron on Fox News, since you raised it, which suggested this administration is soft on crime with no basis. Given we have had many conversations and back and forth with you and your colleagues about the prioritization of the president to ensure that we are working as close partners with leaders, whether it is Mayor Adams, who he's going to spend the day with on Thursday, or others in the country. And the facts speak for themselves. This is what I was talking about in the interview for the full context. In the American Rescue Plan, there was additional funding to support local cops programs, something that every single Republican voted against. I said in that interview that I know they don't like it when we call that out. I'm going to keep calling that out because that's a fact.
Okay, for just a second, because this is the second time that she's brought this up. If they brought to the floor a bill that said, let's give a whole bunch more funding to cops, and it was a standalone bill without all the other bullshit that they want in their stupid ass bills, I can assure you Republicans would get on board. It is their pet cause. They are the ones that are hard and tough on crime. Hers is saying, well, we put in a few thousand over here and a few million over here, but we also need to have all this climate change bullshit along with it. Yeah,
it's like total,
you don't get to say Republicans voted against it as if they specifically said, no, we don't. We want to keep crime going. It's so disingenuous. I freaking hate when she does that shit. But that's what makes her a good press secretary, I guess, right? Is she knows how to bullshit. I'm not even going to play the rest of it because I'm just so angry
She
now.
can dance. She can dance around all the porky pork, right? Because that's exactly what Democrats do. They put all the other crap in it, and then they have like a teeny bit of what you want in there. Yeah. I know.
And you don't get to say, hey, look, we wanted to spend money, so therefore we're acting. When Kamala Harris was like trying to raise money to bail some of these criminals out of jail. That's the problem. When people say they're soft on crime, they're talking about the actual actions of the leader and not all the talk. You know what they're probably going to do next week? They're probably going to be like, we need to have a meeting to figure out the root causes of crime. And then maybe we'll have to like give criminals a whole bunch of money to not do the crime. That'll work.
Right.
That's how Democrats operate. Oh my God.
Let's get a panel. Let's get a panel. Yeah,
So
but
mad.
you know what we need before we get the panel and we get the committee to decide this? We need another bill to get more money for the American taxpayer to pay these people to get the committee. We're going to need $1 trillion, you guys. We're going to need another $1 trillion. This is what Democrats do. This is exactly what they do. And then we're like, wait, what? And if you don't give us $1 trillion, you guys are racist. You're all racist. What? I don't
exactly.
How? What? Yeah.
Did you want to mention, because I know it was a story that you were interested in yesterday, Hoda?
Oh, yeah.
How do you say her last name? Is it Kotb?
I have no idea. Somebody's going to have to tell us phonetically how to say her last name. Is it?
I think it's Kotb, but I always want to say Katab, even though that's not the right order of the letters.
Me too.
But neither is Brett Favre. The order of letters in his name are not how you say them. So
I know,
that's why I always want to say Katab.
I say his name like a bean, like fava bean. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know how to say his name either. But,
so you like to take Brett with some nice Chianti.
Right. Totally. I totally do. So so she's getting, they're not even getting divorced. They were never married. She and her boyfriend, they've been together.
They're getting disengaged. Is that a thing? Did I just make that up?
Yes. They're disengaging.
They're disengaging.
So they've been engaged for, I guess, forever. They've been together since 2012. And then they just, after having kids together, they just, like,
did they have them or did they adopt them both? Or how did they do that?
They adopted their kids together. They adopted their kids together, which I don't understand, because I know people that are together and they're older and they have not been able to get kids because of their age, right? Like they're married and the adoption agency like, well, you're a little bit advanced in age, that we're not going to let you have a kid. Of course, they're celebrities and they're just boyfriend and girlfriend, so they get a kid. I'm just saying, it's a little bit, and then they're like, I think this is like, and her excuse was, well, people are together for seasons, and our season, something about like the season has passed, and you know how like celebrities talk. Yeah,
I heard the part where she said we're better parents and friends than we are at being engaged. That's the only part that I heard.
But then I didn't hear the part
about the seasons.
But then why do people have kids? Like, just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe that's why they got together, is to have kids, and then they realized we don't really even like each other.
But I mean, I'm a child of divorce, and I will tell you, I don't think the kids are better off. I mean, that's just my personal experience. Like, stay together, or because that's a hard thing for a kid to see their parents not be together. I'm just telling you from personal experience. It's not, I don't think that is the ideal situation. And I don't know why so many people are opting to do that. I just don't think it's ideal. I think if you're looking for the ideal situation, I'm not saying that it's the best in every situation, but if you can, why wouldn't you try to be together for your children? I don't understand.
Especially if they are what she's saying.
Able.
We're great parents together. We're super awesome at co-parenting. Well, then just keep doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like if you like each other and love each other, like I always hear about this all the time. Now we're like, well, we really love each other and we're going to continue to love each other, but we're going to go and get divorced. It's like, well, if you love each other, freaking stay together. Like, what is, I don't understand. Yeah.
It's just not the same anymore.
Our culture is so weird now. It's just really weird. I know I can't judge because you are not behind closed doors. Right. But I also think it's one of those things where if you're going to adopt kids, maybe you should be married. Maybe.
Can you at least just make that commitment? Like to stick it out? Because I don't know why they did everything in such a weird order.
Yeah.
You know? And this is how it turned out.
People are going to get mad at me for saying that. People are going to be like, you're so awful, Daisy, for saying that people should be married to be able to adopt kids. Like, that's not cool and you're terrible. But see, 20 years ago, that would have been like not a terrible thing to say. You know what I mean? Which is why our culture is rotting. Every day it just rots more and more.
Because what is the foundational thing that holds any culture together? Family. It's family.
You're obviously somethingist. You're somethingist. I don't know what it is, but it's you're somethingist.
I am. And I'm a proud somethingist.
Yes. As am I. As am I. You.
Quick COVID note, really quickly. I wanted to point out, because we talked about the whole masks thing with Gavin. There was an article that I saw this morning that said we will never be mask free on airplanes again, because the theory is that there are so many different rules on an international level. So many countries have different methods and ways that they use masks, that it'll just be easier if everybody just continues to be masked on flights.
Yeah,
so that's a
great,
thing that's being talked
that's
about.
That's great. It's just awesome. So never again. We're always going to be in masks. Always.
Did you see that guy? Did you see the picture of that guy that was floating around social media a couple of weeks ago who had a French fry in his mouth?
Yes. I want to be
and
friends
he just
with that
kept
guy.
it there the whole flight so he wouldn't have
Just
to
had
keep
a
a
fry.
mask on.
His mask was like down here and he had just a fry sticking out of his mouth. And I was like, that guy, we could be friends with him.
That
I
guy's
could party
a
with
boss.
that guy. Mm-hmm.
I loved him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that so much. The
It
other
was
thing
awesome.
about COVID is that the United Kingdom is going to put an end to the vaccine mandate on healthcare workers, which is awesome.
I'm sorry. I hear Ella in the background.
It's Maisie. She's got her loudest toy.
Oh, is it Maisie? I'm sorry.
They're so
Go ahead.
impossible.
I'm
sorry. Well, anyway, the UK is going to end the mandate for healthcare workers, which is a big deal. And I would hope that it would send a signal to the rest, like to here, saying we don't need that.
It won't.
Why you got to be so pessimistic?
Because Dr. Fauci is an evil troll. He's an evil, evil troll. Yeah. I don't think I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I see him and I just think, oh, that's an evil troll. I don't think he's and then the people who are in this administration are like, we got to keep control. We got to keep control. That's, and there's so many people. There's like 50% of the country is like, yes, yeah. I love it. I love being controlled. That's so sexy. So great. I love it.
That's when you know that like a culture is in trouble, when so many of its members willfully ask to be enslaved in certain ways.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like when they're asking for it, that's when you have to be
Mm-hmm.
like, what's going on? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's asking me where my Valentine's clothes are because it's February. I usually do a week's worth. I don't do a whole month's worth, but I do a whole week of Valentine's
and
clothes.
that starts
ready.
What, next week? That starts next week, doesn't
like
it?
The 7, I'll definitely do 7 days worth.
Right. Next week. She has her pants, her ridiculous heart pants, everything. She's got like ear bobs. It's crazy, you guys. And then I'll wear all black.
It's so true.
It'll just be all black, and then she will be all decked out. So that's how it's gonna roll.
Oh yeah, I'll still be here because I'm gonna go to Tucson in mid-February, but I'll still be here on Valentine's Day. So, all right, it is time for some talks, and I do want to understand once again from you why I can't have a bear.
Oh my God, is he hugging him?
Yes, he's like, I need to hug you so hard. Look at that. He loves him so much. He loves him.
He had
to have cuddly, snuggly bear.
He had to have like trained him from an early age,
which I can do.
Maybe you just listen. You've never had a puppy.
That's true.
That's true. Because you're like, there's a mess involved. There's like, so I mean, can you imagine the crap that a bear would produce? I'm just putting that out there.
It would be some big crap. That's true.
That's true.
It's a good point about the cleanup. That's a fair point. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Fair point indeed. Okay. This is like such a mean trick to do to babies, but it cracks me up when people do this. I think I may have shown one of these before months and months and months ago. The way that babies react to believing that they've been hurt when they haven't is so funny to me.
I'm sorry.
that baby. Nothing. And she was like, oh no. So the moment you show sympathy, that baby was like, oh yeah, I'm mad. I'm so mad now.
This is why, like, if Gwen would fall like off the swings and everything, and like she'd be bleeding out of her knee, I'd be like, you're fine. You're totally okay. And then they'd look at you and they'd be like, okay. And you're like, holy shit, she's bleeding.
It's so much about the parent reaction, for sure.
Totally. Yeah.
I want you to look at the absolute outrage on this monkey's face when this guy steals its little piece of paper. I've never seen a monkey look more outraged. It makes me laugh so hard. He's so mad.
Oh my God, his face.
Like, look, how dare you?
What? He's like, Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday? What?
And then I have to do this one without sound because I'll get a copyright strike. But
copyright.
This absolutely, I watched this 7 million times. Hello.
What is it? What is that, Mom? What is it?
It's a tiny, itsy bitsy, teeny weeny deer with his head, like a baby deer with his head sticking out of the snow.
Oh my God.
I love him. And so they've got Adele playing in the background, right? Like
she's going, hello.
That's my favorite.
That is the greatest. That is so
great. And then
great.
Remember the other day when I played you that singing husky?
Yes.
Now there's been a woman who has decided to make a duet with it.
Oh my God.
Okay, let me turn it up. One moment. I mean, that's some fine harmonizing.
It really was some good harmonizing. Good for her. That was great. It's hard to do.
I think those are all the talks I have for you today because I got to set up some for tomorrow.
That's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, you guys. Oh my God. Do we like this time? Is it a good time?
We had 4,600 people at one point, so I think that this is a time that seems to be working nicely for some people.
All right.
Yeah.
Did they drop off at the deer? Is that what it was? The deer heads? They were like, I've had enough with this crap. This is garbage.
Well, there's some people who are like, I can't participate in watching a Chinese app. And then they bug out.
Are you serious?
TikToks. I think so. Serious? Sometimes I see that. Yeah. But then other people are like, we need more talks. There's never any pleasing everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're just participating in mock getting all of her information stolen. That's it.
Right.
It's like, I'm not on the TikTok. I just make Muck do it. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I will take all the privacy hits.
Totally.
That's how much I love you guys.
Totally. One day she'll be enslaved. We're gonna be fine. It's fine. It's good, you guys. It's all good.
Oh, by the way, if you guys have not noticed, as of yesterday, Daisy and I are writing again on chicksontheright.com. So please go and check out our stories there. I'm going to be putting up a post in a little bit about a chick who took an abortion pill on live television that she's so disgusting. So I'll be writing about that today. Other stuff we're going to be writing about today. We wrote yesterday, so you need to check stuff out there.
Probably like anywhere between 4 and 6 posts a day we're going to be writing again. So we're pretty excited about that. It was kind of glorious to be able to do that again. Isn't it? I know. It's
it was so
fun.
Nice. I was like, oh my God, remember when we used to be writers?
I know. So fun again. It's really, really neat. So we're very excited about that. So definitely check out our site if you don't get a chance. If you haven't had a chance to do that in the past, we're back up and running. And there's going to be some exciting changes on the site. So we'll
all kinds of things.
Keep you abreast of that. So anyways, bring it in. I'm going low. Oh, you guys have a great Tuesday. We will talk to you later.